welcome back. No, I didn't say bonjour, hi. Bonjour, hi. Welcome back to another coffee talk. For those of you who don't know, coffee talks are happening every Friday where I sit down with a cup of coffee, I sip on it, I talk about whatever has been going on in my mind for the past week, and I share my thoughts and feelings about different topics. So welcome back. Remember last week's coffee talk where I said that a lot can happen in a week? Well, I was completely right. A lot has happened in the past week. I'm almost like out of breath because I've been overwhelmed, but in a very positive way, with life, with projects, with people being so receptive to my announcement, for people encouraging me, supporting me, sending me sweet messages of encouragement. All of that to say that my mind kind of has been all over the place, so I haven't been able to like pinpoint specific topics that I wanted to talk about today, except for one that's ironically not related to any of what has happened in the past week. But I've just realized how important it was to me to actually talk about it and to share my thoughts about this subject. So let's jump right in. The subject I want to talk about today is alcohol. Ooh, jump scare. So for those of you who don't know, I briefly mentioned it in a previous video in French, where I talked about, I think it was in a week of my life, I mentioned that I gave myself a challenge. So I challenged myself to stop drinking for 30 days, which I did from mid-April to mid-May, which was about like a little longer than a month. I stopped drinking alcohol for different reasons, one of which was that I realized that within the past year my alcohol consumption has gone up. Especially in social events, I found myself drinking a lot during the week for like social events around friends, family, going for dinner, automatically grabbing a drink even though I didn't feel like drinking, just because the people around me were grabbing a glass of wine, for example. So that was one of the reasons I wanted to see how I would feel and how I would react in certain situations where I would be tempted or I would feel socially pressured to join the team and grab a drink, grab a glass of wine. And to my surprise, it wasn't that hard. Going into it, I knew it was not going to be that difficult for me because I know myself and because I know my habits of drinking are not super high, meaning that, as I mentioned, the context in which I would drink would just be socially and casually, or going on dates. We would just like go the natural route and grab a drink. I've realized that it's not so much about the frequency that I was drinking, but it was about the quantity that I was drinking. So I would not be able to just go out for one drink and one drink only. It would always turn into 2 drinks, shots, another drink, then going to a different bar and grabbing another drink and other shots. And it would always be like that. I would not be able to just grab one drink, because for me, the thought of grabbing one drink was very useless. It was like, well, I might as well not drink at all, or not get shit-faced, because that was not it, but, you know, feel the buzz and actually be a little tipsy without being drunk. So that was how I visioned drinking. For me, it was about the feeling more than enjoying the act of it, if that makes sense. Probably doesn't, but the biggest lesson I've learned throughout this 30-day without alcohol was that, honestly, I don't like drinking that much. To be completely honest, I'd rather enjoy a night with my friends sober than actually being tipsy and talking nonsense and losing manners and losing my train of thought. I've realized that I can have just as much fun without drinking. If anything, I can have more fun when I'm not drinking because I'm in total control of myself. I'm still present, I'm not in my head. And the same goes for conversation. The conversations I've had sober are way more interesting than the ones I've had with 1 or 2 drinks up on my nose. That's an expression in French. I think I've just made up an expression in English, but meaning that I've had a couple of drinks and then anyway, the conversation I've had were far more interesting, and they've helped me connect with other human beings way deeper than if I had had a drink. So yeah. And then lastly, one of the major things it also made me realize was that the people surrounding me are so supportive, and the people that truly love me will be there for me, will support me, will encourage me to become that better version of myself, to make the right decisions for me, and they will just accompany me along the way and will be there to support me, to cheer me up, to congratulate me. So I'm very happy about that. That was a really nice realization. And even the people that weren't that close to me, I've gone on dates when I was doing this challenge, and it was always tricky to be like, because I didn't want to impose my choice to anyone. So whenever someone would offer me to go grab a drink, I would say yes, but then I would opt for the mocktail version. And the dates I went on, the people I went on dates with were actually so receptive and so intrigued, and even some of them did take mocktails with me just to be in the same mood as me. So honestly, the people were really, really responsive, and I was so happy to see that, for strangers to encourage me and to ask questions and to be intrigued and to be interested in the reasons why I chose to do that. And it actually started a lot of conversations about drinking habits. And anyway, it was a very fun experiment. Would I do it again? Absolutely. Would I stop drinking? Maybe. I've thought about it. I've thought about completely quitting drinking. Maybe I'll just come around it sometime, but for now it's a social thing. I'm okay grabbing 1 or 2 drinks, but I'm trying to do it more consciously now. I'm trying to really ask myself if I want to drink, or if it's only because the people around me are drinking, or just like, I want to be more intuitive about it, and I want to be more conscious and more, what's the word? I want to be intentional, that's the word. So, cheers to that, pun intended. I'd say that wraps it up for today's coffee talk. I know it's been a little bit different than what we usually do on coffee talks, but hey, you're here for it, I'm here for it, we're all here for it. And on that note, I thank you for watching. Hopefully I made a little difference in your day today. If you would like to make a difference in mine, you can go ahead and subscribe or hit that like button. I hate those words, but I have to end with a call to action just to hook you up, right? But no, honestly, thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting me. And as always, I am going to wish you une bonne journée.